This is the second video for our lesson for Monday. So we're going to continue learning about our food chain, food web, and how we can look at our animal that we're studying and find information about that. So let's start with watching a video about a food chain and a food web.
This strange-looking fish in the Caribbean and Western Atlantic is actually an alien. Meet the lionfish, an invasive species from the Pacific. For decades, they've been popular in the marine aquarium trade, and somehow they were released into the waters of the Caribbean and Western Atlantic. Decades later, lionfish are established, causing major problems. The lionfish has no natural enemies here, and it has what appears to be an insatiable appetite. That means they are competing with native predators like groupers and snappers for food. They also reproduce very rapidly. A female is capable of releasing 30,000 eggs per spawn, and it can spawn every 4 days in warmer climates. If all that isn't enough, these aliens also have another advantage. Their spines are venomous and can deliver a painful sting. The bad news for the lionfish is that once the spines are removed, they're good to eat. Experts say that makes them a greener than green food choice. Restaurants are working to put lionfish on the menu as a tasty alternative to threatened reef species like grouper. If you see a lionfish and haven't been trained on how to remove it, you can do your part by reporting the sighting to your local dive shop. I'm Jessica Harvey for the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation.
So that's one type of fish in the ocean. Let's look at some different animals and sea creatures and how the food chain works. A food chain is, this picture shows one example of an ocean food chain. All living things need energy to live. They get energy from food. Plants make their own food from sunlight and water. Animals get energy by eating plants or animals. A food chain shows how energy moves. So we learned about food chains a couple weeks ago, but to refresh your memory, this is a diagram of how the food chain works. The sun gives energy to seaweed. Seaweed gives energy to the crab gives energy to the octopus, and the octopus gives energy to the orca, because these are all predators to the one before. Now let's look at what a food web is. A food chain is simple, real life is not. In real life, a crab can eat seaweed, but can a codfish? An octopus can eat a crab, but so can a seagull. A food web shows how many different food chains are connected to each other. So remember, the food web means showing all of the different animals and how they're getting energy from one another. All right, now that we know what a food chain and a food web are, we're going to practice by researching our own animal. So you can either click on this organizer and use this, or just get out a sheet of paper, or even on the back of your marine life book, and you're going to take some notes about your animal. So what you want to know is, what does it eat, what eats it, and what other dangers may it face. So go ahead and click on this or do your own research for your animal. I'm going to quickly show you what this research might look like if I was doing it for my animal, an octopus. Remember, there's some different things you can do to research. The first is you can go on Bookshelf and type in your animal and look through to see what your animal might eat. I see a page right here. The octopus likes to eat crab. The octopus likes to eat shrimp too. Sharks like to eat the octopus, and dolphins like to eat the octopus. Look out, octopus, the bird will eat you too, and people will too. So I can add those notes during my research. So I'm going to get out a blank sheet of paper and write octopus eat. And then I'm going to go back to my text and think. It told me shrimp. It told me crabs. So I'm going to write octopuses eat shrimp and crabs. But now I'm going to say what eat octopus. They have predators that eat them like, let's go back, sharks, dolphins, and birds. And then from my chart, I can even add what other dangers. People also eat octopus. All right. Remember, another way to research is if you go to kidrex.org. So if you want to go, type in kidrex.org. That's another way to research your animal. Octopus, food. And then go down and click on different things. Or you can type in octopus prey. Or even type in the word predator to find out what the food chain is. All right, so go ahead and pause the video. I'll leave up my example for octopus, and then go ahead and do your animal. So whatever sea animal you chose, take some time to research it. If you want help with this, when you meet with me at 3 o'clock today, I can help with some research. All right, go ahead and pause the video and work on that. All right, when you're done with your research, we're going to answer this question next. It says, write to explain the difference between a food web and a food chain. Use text evidence to support your answer. So I'm going to go back up here to where we learned about a food web and a food chain. And I'm going to look at some information about how I know what the difference is. So I remember the bold word right here tells me a food chain is all living things need energy to live. They get energy from food. So a food chain shows which plants and animals get energy from each other. And I'm going to look at the bold word right here, food web, shows how many different food chains are connected to each other. So the difference is food webs show all of the food chains, where a food chain just shows which animals get energy from one another. So everyone get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and let's write that. So if the question was, what's the difference between a food web and a food chain? I'm going to restate my question. The difference between a food chain and a food web is a food chain shows how animals get their energy from each other. A food web shows all of the different food chains working together. All right, so I got my answer directly from the text. Go ahead and write your own answer using a piece of paper and a pencil, or you can use mine for reference. Pause the video and work on that. And after you're done with that question, we're going to go down. And remember, if you want to help with your research, you can meet with me today at 3 o'clock. On your own after this video, make sure you also read, fill out your reading log. While you're reading, look for endings like Y, L-Y, I-E-R, I-E-S-T, and work on Smarty Ants today. We're going to do 2 more things on this video. The first is a post for why is it important to understand a marine animal's food web? How do you know? So everyone, make sure you go on Monday, go to the bottom of week 6 Monday, and click on your post. Everybody needs to complete this post. Remember, you click reply to repost. I'm going to show you a possible answer. It says, why is it important to understand a marine animal's food web? So I'm going to restate that. It is important to understand a marine animal's food web because, and I'm going to take everything I learned about food webs, because it shows what animals are prey and what animals are predators. It also shows where animals get their energy from. All of that were things that we read, so I'm going to post my reply. Everybody go ahead and pause the video, go to where it says reply, and post your reply to answer the question, why is it important to understand a marine animal's food web? The last thing that you have to do today is take a quiz. So remember to go to week 6 on Monday. After you're done with your writing, come down to the bottom and click where it says take the quiz. Remember to take the quiz on your own, but I am going to read the article for you. All right, so I'm going to read the article and you're going to go back and you're going to click take the quiz. Mighty mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp is a small crustacean in the same family as crabs and lobsters. Unlike the rest of its crabby cousins, though, the mantis shrimp has a surprising talent. It packs the most powerful punch in the world. Close up of a mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp eats snails, crabs, and oysters, all animals with hard outer shells. In order to go get its prey, the mantis shrimp has hard, fist-like hammers at the end of its front legs. It uses these hammers to punch its prey until the shell cracks. Its punch is 50 times faster than you can blink, about as fast as a bullet. This strike is so powerful that it creates a small bubble of air between the mantis's shrimp hammer and its prey. When the bubble pops, it creates an explosion that hits the mantis shrimp's prey a second time. The pop of the bubble can be even stronger than a mantis's shrimp punch. A shell is no match for this 1-2 combo. If the mantis shrimp punch doesn't crack its prey, the bubble definitely will. For its size, no other animal has a punch as fast or as strong as the mantis shrimp. The best boxer in nature isn't in any ring, it's on the ocean floor. This is one shrimp you don't want to mess with. The powerful hammer of a mantis shrimp. And oysters are food for mantis shrimp. That's pretty cool for that sea animal right there. All right, so everyone go ahead. If you need to reread it, you can click it right here. Otherwise, make sure you click take the quiz. You can take it up to 2 times. There are 5 questions, so go ahead and read and take the quiz. All right, that's it for Monday. So you should have watched these 2 videos and completed the homework that I told you to complete. Remember, you can meet me at 3 o'clock today and we can start researching your animal and going over the food web as well as starting the PowerPoint. There will be 2 more videos for Tuesday's lesson, and again, I will meet at 3 o'clock both of those days. All right, good luck. If you have any questions, have your parents call or text my number. Bye.